Okay, good morning, everybody. So we'll give it a minute or two for any late arrivals. Let's just find a place to sit. Just gonna wait 2 more minutes. Find a spot to ground yourself. Seal the lips and breathe through the nose. Sit with a straight spine. Let's take a scan of the body and just check in with ourselves. How do you feel this morning? Let's just think about what we want to get from our practice today. So nice deep breaths through the nose. 4 or 5 seconds to inhale, the same to exhale. Make your shoulders relaxed. I'm going to spend 30 more seconds just breathing. So we want to keep this awareness, this connection to the breath for the next 60, 70 minutes. The breath remains relaxed, constantly flowing. With awareness, but not too much effort. Okay, everyone, we'll start on all fours today. So let's come onto our hands and knees. Keep your block, cushion handy, maybe a belt or strap. We'll begin with cat-cow today. So sticking with the breathing, cat-cow is a great way to warm up the cardiovascular system. Let's breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe out, press down evenly through your fingers, suck in the belly, start to round out the spine, arch the back, and fully exhale. Breathe in, drop your belly, start to lift the chest, and at the very end, lift the chin. Full lungs in, and then start to exhale. We suck in the belly, start to round out the back, spine, shoulders. Fully exhale and then start to breathe in. So keep working through these two poses at your own pace, synchronizing movement with breath. All the time, try and keep your fingers pressed down onto the floor, like our hands are glued to the mat. Face and forehead stay relaxed for the next hour. Let's take one more of each. One more cat. One more cow. Hi, Stephen. So anyone on YouTube, I'm also on Zoom. Okay, meet with a neutral spine. We're going to thread the needle next. So breathe in, stretch it with your right hand. Breathe out, take it behind the left wrist. Then take the right ear and right shoulder down to the mat. Try and keep your hips level. So you can stay here and keep reaching the right arm through, or you can put the left hand on the sacrum, just check your hips on level, and maybe even grab the right thigh, pull on the thigh. Final deep breath. And then exhale, post your left hand down on the floor, come back to all fours, and let's switch sides. So breathe in, stretch up your left hand. Breathe out, left hand behind right wrist, left shoulder, left ear to the floor. Again, you can put the right hand on the sacrum, check your hips are flat. To go further, right hand grabs the left thigh. Final breath. And slowly change. Unravel the arm. Post the hand down into the floor. Come back to all fours. Let's make a short child's pose. So sit your hips back towards your heels and take your forehead down to the floor. Stretch the arms out in front and pull your fingers into the ground. So that stretches out the arms and shoulders and the lats. Stay with the breath, circular, flowing breath in and out of the body. Come back onto all fours and let's get ready for downward dog. So, all the time, fingers and palms pressed flat onto the floor. We're going to tuck the toes into the mat, take the weight in the hands, lift the hips up, suck in the belly, push back with the arms so the biceps are next to the ears. The knees can be bent a little or bent a lot, and let's start to pedal the legs. Bending alternate knees, going left and right. Steady flowing breath, head and neck are totally relaxed. Maybe bending both knees, maybe shaking your tail from side to side, and then holding still. Starting to work the heels towards the floor and stretching the back of the legs. You can shake the head side to side or nod the head if you want to loosen off the neck. Keep breathing. Change. Look forward between your hands and take some steps forward into ragdoll. Grab your own elbows. The head and neck are totally relaxed. You can bounce up and down a little, bob from side to side. Just letting gravity pull our head down towards the floor. Keep sucking in the belly, and if you want, you can push the knees back to stretch the back of the legs again. Change very slowly. We're going to roll up and rebuild the spine. First, let go of your elbows so the arms hang loose. Suck in the belly and really slowly start to rebuild your spine. Keep the belly sucked in. Visualize stacking the vertebrae on top of each other. The last thing to come up is the head. When you reach the top, just roll back your shoulders a few times. And then hold still. Come to the front of the mat. And let's do our sun salutations. First one, really slow. Then two quicker, and then moderate sun salutation. So let's begin. Breathe in. Take the arms sideways. Reach up, stretch up to the sky. We'll hold 2 breaths in each spot. On the next exhale, forward fold. The knees can be slightly bent. We're trying to take the fingertips down in line with the toes. The head and neck totally relax back into our fold. Change. Come up halfway. Flat back. Stretching the head and neck forward. Keeping the shoulders back away from the ears. Pressing the hands into the shin. Change. Lower down. High plank. Step your feet back. Stay in high plank for a moment. To leave high plank, you can put your knees down if you need. Otherwise, we exhale our way slowly down to the floor. Maybe hover off the ground. And then inhale, slide forward to upward dog. Deep breaths here. Look up. And then change. Put your knees on the floor, tuck the toes. We're going back to down dog. So suck in the belly, send your hips up towards the sky and press back. I want you to think about rotating the upper arms outwards and the upper legs inwards. This can be known as spiraling. You kind of imagine a spiral from the thumb to the shoulder and from the big toe to the hip. Change. Look forward, walk or jump to the front into the fold. Change. Breathe in, arms sideways, reach up, stretch up all the way to the top. And going into the second set, exhale, forward fold, this time a little bit quicker. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to high plank. Lower yourself down whilst exhaling. Inhale, slide forward, upward dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back, downward dog. Inhale, look forward, and then step or jump to the front as you exhale. Breathe out into the fold. Breathe in, stretch up, reach up, full lungs at the top. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back into high plank. Lower yourself down whilst exhaling. Inhale, slide forward, upward dog. Tuck your toes, push back to down dog. Inhale, look forward. Step or jump to the front as you breathe out. Down into the fold, and then breathe in, stretch up, reach up to the sky. Breathe out, hands into prayer. Okay, let's do our variation of sun salutation. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. This is where we mix it up. We're going to step back with the left foot into the lunge. Left knee comes down on the floor. Spend a moment here. Maybe you can softly send your hip down towards the mat before you breathe in, stretch up and reach up. Lean back a little, breathe out, hands coming down to the mat, stepping back to high plank, lowering ourselves down while exhaling. Inhale, slide forward to up dog. Tuck the toes, exhale, push back, down dog. Breathe in and pick up your right foot, three-legged dog. We're going to step the right foot back into the lunge as we exhale. Now the hands go behind the back. Interlock the fingers, breathe in, open the chest, roll back the shoulders. Inhale and exhale, and then breathe in, arms sideways, reach up. Lean back and breathe out. Hands come back, each side of the foot. Step the feet together. The back foot comes to the front of the mat into a fold. Breathe in, stretch your arms sideways, full lungs as you stretch up towards the ceiling, and then exhale back into the fold. Breathe in, come up halfway. Breathe out, step back the right foot. Big step back into a lunge, left knee above the ankle. Soften the left hip down towards the floor. Breathe in, take the arms up to the ceiling, full lungs, and lean back. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the left foot back to high plank. Lower yourself down, exhaling. Inhale, slide forward to up dog. Tuck the toes, exhale, push back to down dog. Three-legged dog, picking up the left foot. Breathe in and then breathe out. Step the left foot through into the lunge. Let's take the hands behind our back. Breathe in, open the chest, roll back the shoulders, breathe out. Arms sideways, reach up. Lean back a little. Exhale, hands coming down each side of the foot and stepping the right foot in to meet the left. Fold back down. And then breathe in. One last time, stretching up and reaching up. Breathing out, hands into prayer. Going through Warrior Series next. Take a quick sip of water if you like. And then stand at the front of your mat before we go to Warrior. We will start with a big step back on the right foot. So put your hands on the hips, step your right foot backwards. Hands on the hip bones. Make sure your hip bones face directly forward. The front foot should be forward, back foot is around 45 degrees. Breathe in, take the arms up sideways, biceps next to the ears, and then breathe out, bend the front knee. Check you can see your big toe, your knee is above the ankle, the back leg is straight at the knee, and we push down to the outside edge of the back foot. Twist the right hip in slightly. Breathe in and stretch up. Breathe out, lean back your hands. Keep stretching up. Try and lock out the elbows. Maybe drop a little bit deeper into the lunge. 2 more breaths. And on the exhale, we go into Warrior 2. So the arms come down shoulder height. The back foot twists round. So now your hip bones face the long side of the mat. Palms down shoulder height. Look just in front of the middle finger on the front hand. Quick glance that you can see the big toe on the front foot. Spine is straight. Think about tailbone going down towards the floor, so stretching down the bottom of your spine. Take a few more deep breaths here, flowing, easy breathing. And then change, reverse warrior. Flip the front palm. Breathe in, take the front hand up. The back hand just rests on the thigh. Nice deep breath. Feel the chest expand. Look up at the top hand. Final breath. And change. Take your forearm down to the knee. Put your Parsvakonasana. And the back hand sweeps around in a circle. Back, round, up, over, stretch forward. We're looking for a straight line from the fingertips down to the edge of the foot. So keep the shoulders stacked. If you notice that your shoulder drops down to the front, just pull it back. Keep the elbow locked out, look up at the hand. Front hand is just really gently, as gently as you can, resting on the knee to engage the core a bit more. One more breath, change. Back to reverse warrior, but this time with a front straight knee. One inhale, exhale. Trikonasana. So, I'm going to bring my feet just slightly wider than the hips, instead of the really long stance that we have for warrior. We breathe in and make our spine straight, spine long. Breathe out, start to lean forward. The hips come out at the back. Stretch, 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 and then hinge at the hips. Both legs are straight, trying to make a straight line between the top arm and bottom arm. Pressing your knuckles into the shin, twisting the top arm round, looking down, straight forward or straight upwards at the top hand. Nice connection with the ground and the feet, spreading the weight evenly across the feet. Always trying to keep the face and forehead relaxed. Breathe into the twist. Keep stretching the top hand up, even the fingers stretch up to the ceiling. Slowly change, engage your core and hinge back out. Put your hands on the hips and step the feet together. This time we step back with the left foot. So big step back with your left foot. Check your hip bones face directly forward. And then breathe in, take the arms up sideways. Breathe out, bend the front knee. Quick look, you can see the big toe, your knee is above the ankle. We're pressing down through the outside edge of the back foot and the back knee is straight. Twisting the left hip in, stretching the arms up. Look up towards the top hand. Steady breaths, deep breaths. Maybe you can breathe through your body all the way down to the feet. Sometimes you get the sensation of energy moving up through the body all the way through the hands. Almost like energy's firing out through your fingertips. To go deeper, lean back a bit more. Hold it. On your next exhale, change to warrior two. So the back foot rotates to 90 degrees. The heels are in one straight line. Shoulder height, palms down. Look in front of the middle finger on the front hand. Keep stretching your arms in opposite directions. Open the chest. Compress the shoulder blades at the back. Final breath. Let's change. Flip the front palm. Breathe in to warrior reverse. Back hand just rests on the thigh and look up at the top hand. Really take some deep breaths and feel the chest expand. Change. Forearms coming down to rest on the thigh. The back hand makes a big, wide circle. Look up towards your hand. Go back to your breath. Try and relax the face. Can be fun to even try and crack a little smile. If you find a pose difficult, try and enjoy it. Change, going back the other way. Straight front leg, reverse warrior, one deep inhale, one exhale, into triangle. Gonna step my back foot in, feet just wider than the hips. Now we breathe in, spine long, stretch forward and lean forward, bring the hip out of the back. Lean, 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 and then hinge. Good, so pressing the knuckles in the shin, both legs are straight at the knee, weight spread evenly across the foot, look up, forward or down, up to you where you look. Take in 2 more deep breaths. And on your next inhale, engage the core, hinge back out, Prasarita, Tadasana, wide leg forward fold. Warrior 2 arms still, breathe in, lengthen the spine, breathe out, start to forward fold. Stop when you feel your spine rounding and take the hands down, put your knuckles into the shins. Then work with the breath to stretch the head and neck forward as you inhale. Make some space in the spine, and as you exhale, fold down into that space. The weight is spread evenly across the foot. The knees are either locked out or slightly bent. Try and pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Always visualize the shape of your spine. So just follow your spine from the very base where it goes into the hips and draw a line to the top of the skull. We're trying to keep that in one straight line. We have a little more time here. 4 or 5 more breaths. Keep sucking in the belly. Keep the lips sealed. If you're more flexible, perhaps you've already got the sides of your feet. Final breath. Change by breathing in, engaging your core and hinging back out. Let's take our hands behind the back, interlock the fingers, open the chest and roll back the shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out back into the fold. Arms are coming up behind the head, stretching up to the ceiling. Spine can be slightly rounded in this one, but keep the feet flat on the ground, weight spread evenly across the feet. Keep breathing in and out through the nose, face and forehead relaxed. Take a final breath. Change. Breathe in slowly with control. Come back upright. Now we're going to step the feet together and bring the arms in. You can heel toe the foot in, or you can take a big step in. Inhale. And exhale. Hands into prayer. Okay, another good opportunity to take a small sip of water if you need. Next, we're going on to our single leg balances. So let's meet at the front of our mat with your toes touching, heels touching, squeezing the legs together, standing up nice and straight. First one we do is tree pose. So we're going to take the weight into the left foot. Pick up your toes, put them down a few times. Get a good grounding through the left foot, especially the big toe. Next, pick up the right foot and place it below the knee or place it above the knee, just never on the knee itself. Find your focus, fix your vision on something in front of you, bring your hands into prayer. Back to your breath. You can stay here or you can inhale your hands up towards the ceiling. Any variation of tree pose you like. Also feels good to open the arms and fingers wide like tree branches. Wherever you are, breathe in. Try and grow your tree up towards the sky. Feel the spine elongate. One final inhale. And then hands into prayer. Exhale your hands back down. And release the foot. Let's switch sides. So pick up the right toes a few times, put them down, ground down across the whole foot. Then we take the weight out of the left foot, place it below the knee or above the knee. Hands come into prayer. Feel free to stay here or take it to the next step, breathing in, stretching up. Any variation of tree pose you like. Keep the standing legs strong and straight. Final breaths. Let's try and grow our trees up towards the sky. Inhaling, stretching the arms up. Feeling the spine lengthen. Final breath. And then bring your hands back into prayer. Exhale the hands back down. Slowly release the foot. Change, going into eagle pose. Garudasana, we breathe in. Arms sideways, reach up. Breathe out, cross the arms at the elbows, right hand under left. 3 options. Option 1 is to put your hands on the shoulders. Option 2 is to put your hands into prayer. Option 3 is to interlock the fingers. Slowly move the elbows up and down wherever you are. Start to mobilize your shoulders. Throughout this pose, we try and keep the elbows in the center line of the body. Hold them down and sit back into the chair. You can stay here or you can pick up your right foot, place it over the thigh and wrap the foot around the back of the calf. Now we try and bring the knees into the center line of the body, sucking in the belly and sitting back into the chair. Find your focus again. Steady breathing helps you maintain balance. Final breath before we unravel the legs and press down through the feet. Unravel the arms and breathe in, stretch up. This time we breathe out, the left hand goes under the right and choose wherever your hands go today for your eagle. Let's slowly move the elbows up and down. Trying to keep the hands and the elbows in the center line of the body. Hold them down, suck in the belly, squeeze the legs together, sit back into the chair. This time we're picking up the left leg, which goes over the right thigh, and maybe behind the right calf. Suck in the belly, sit back into the chair, try and bring the knees into the center line. Find your focus and breathe. Feel the knees, shoulders, and elbows opening, and the hips, and change. Unravel the legs. Press down through the legs. Breathe in, unravel the arms, stretch up. Breathe out, hands into prayer. Okay, moving to dancer. So we're going to balance on the left leg. Your hand comes out to the side, like a cupping inwards. We're going to pick up the right foot. Just below the toes, kind of on the knuckles. Keep the knee in. Don't let the knee come out to the side. We want to keep our hips flat the whole time. So the standing leg stays very strong, stable, and straight. Next, we breathe in and take the left hand up. Like we're going to high five someone in front of us. Then we start to kick back the leg. Kick, 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 kick. The torso stays where it is until you kick to the maximum. When you can't kick anymore, you slowly bring the torso down, kicking back and lifting up the torso in equal measures. The torso is kind of back bending upwards, and we try and keep the bicep next to the ear, looking slightly upwards. Breathe steadily, keep kicking back and lifting up in equal measures. Stretching the hand forward. If you wobble out, there's time to get back in. Keep stretching that hand upwards and forwards, looking upwards. Take it to your maximum now and hold it for 3, 2, 1. Change. Coming back out. Left arm down. Take a breath. Switch sides. So this time we're balanced on the right leg. We reach out from the side and pick up the left foot. So the whole time you kind of look upwards. I'm looking at the top of this door frame. Let's breathe in, take the hand up. Breathe out, kick back the leg. Kick, 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 kick. And when you can't kick anymore, then you start to hinge at the hips. Try to keep the bicep next to the ear. The torso is stretching forwards and upwards. The leg keeps kicking backwards. Keep stretching the arm up, stretching the arm forward, and high-fiving someone in the distance. Steady breathing. If you fall out, there's time to get back in. Now take it to your maximum for 3, 2, 1. Change. Take a couple of breaths. Next one's going to be standing big toe stretch. So going back to balance on the left side, lift up the right foot with your 2 fingers, grab the big toe. Now you can stay here. If you feel wobbly, you can just stay here the whole time. Otherwise, we're going to kick out the right foot and try and straighten the knee. The standing leg remains strong and stable. Spine straight, try not to lean forwards or backwards. You can stay here, or you can take it out to the side, and you can counterbalance with your left hand. Steady breaths. One more breath. And then bring the leg to the middle, hand on your hip, keeping a straight spine, let go of the foot. Try and keep the foot in the air, straight at the knee. Breathe steadily, keep the spine straight. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, place it back down to the ground. Switch sides. Okay, let's pick up the left foot. 2 fingers, we grab the big toe. You can stay here in position 1, or you can kick out the leg to the front. Keep the belly kind of sucked in, the standing leg straight at the knee. Stay with the breath. And to go further, the leg comes out to the side. You can counterbalance with your right hand. Final breath. And then bring the leg into the middle, hand on your hip. Release the toe, keep it stretched out. Keep your spine straight. Don't lean forward, don't lean backward. 3, 2, 1, change. Bend the knee, place it back down. Last standing pose, warrior 3 with airplane wings. Go to the back of your mat. We're going to breathe in and stretch up. Take a big step forward with your left foot. Your right heel is off the ground and your knees are slightly bent. We're now going to spring forward into a letter T shape like this. The leg becomes straight at the front. We come down to a letter T. Oh, I wobbled out. And then we sweep the arms backwards like aeroplane wings. Bring the torso down, bring the rear leg up. You're looking down at the mat just about a foot in front of the mat. Keep stretching the leg backward, stretching the head forward. 3, 2, 1. Step back on the right foot. Bring the left foot in and breathe in. Let's go to the next side. So right foot steps forward. Left heel is off the ground, and I'm going to spring forward with my left foot into warrior 3. Then we sweep the arms back like aeroplane wings, stretching the leg backward, stretching the torso upward, looking down about a foot in front of the mat. Steady breathing for 3, 2, 1. Step back on the left foot, bring the right foot in, inhale. And exhale, hands into prayer. Arms by your side, standing mountain pose. Strong, straight spine. Take a few breaths. Catch a little breather. And then come to the front of your mat. We're going to take it down to the ground now for our back bends. First one will be cobra. Let's take it down via a sun salutation. So breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, forward fold. Slightly bent knees, head is loose. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to high plank. And lower yourself down slowly, or with your knees down to the ground. Now we're ready for cobra. So we bring the legs together. The legs keep squeezing together the whole time. We put our toenails into the floor and we press our toes into the floor so that the knees lift off the ground. Let me adjust my camera. Okay, so the elbows stay in and we press our toes into the floor so that the knees lift off. Breathe in, breathe out, and lift your torso. So deep breaths, stretching forward and upwards as you inhale. Shoulders drop down from the ears. Keep squeezing the legs together. Keep pressing your toes into the floor. Change. Tap your chin on the ground. And now walk your hands out to the side. 2 hand paces. 1, 2. This time, relax the legs so that everything from the waist down is relaxed. Take a breath in, take a breath out and push up with your hands. So this time we use arm strength. In Cobra, it's core strength. Now we're using arm strength. So everything from the waist down stays relaxed. Stretch forward and upward, bring the elbows in and drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Really deep breaths. Send the breath from your nose all the way down your body, down the legs. See if you can feel the energy move down towards the toes. Face relaxed, forehead, jaw relaxed. 2 more deep breaths. And to come out, we go on an exhale. We go forward and down. We're going to put our arms by the side and turn our head to the right with our left ear on the ground. Relax. Just relax a moment. Just sink down into the floor. Change. Come back to the center. Let's go for our diagonal back stretch where the arms go up to the front. 3 poses where we keep our forehead on the floor. So keep your forehead on the ground the whole time. Breathe in and out, and then lift your right arm and your left leg. So stretch forward with the hand, backwards with the leg. Breathe steadily. Keep your head pressing into the floor, stretching forward, stretching backward. Lift the arm up and leg up. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and change. Switching side, forehead stays on the ground, left arm, right leg. Let's go. Lift the arm, lift the leg, stretch forward, stretch backward. Stretch as much as you can for 3, 2, 1. Change. Last one. Keep your forehead on the ground. Lift up both arms, both legs. Let's go. We try and create the sensation of someone pulling our hands forward, pulling our feet backward. Really good for the spine. 3, 2, 1. Change. Arms by your side. Turn your head to the left, right ear on the mat. Just relax. Change. Come back to the center for Dhanurasana. Bow pose. You can start with your chin on the ground. Next, we're going to reach back and grab the feet. So we bend the legs, reach back and grab the feet just below the toes. If that's hard to do, you can use a strap or a belt around the feet. We try and keep the legs parallel. Keep the knees hip width apart. Don't let the legs come out to the side. We take a breath in, take a breath out, and then start to kick back the legs, lift up the torso. Kicking back and lifting up in equal measures. You roll forward slightly onto the belly and then kick back some more. Kick and lift. Relax the shoulders so the shoulders open backwards. Take it to the maximum for 3, 2, 1. Change. Slowly lower down. Head to the right, left it on the floor. Breathe and relax. Change. Come back to the center. We're going to do bow one more time. Bend up the knees. Reach back and grab the feet. Take a breath in. Take a breath out and kick back the legs. Lift up your torso. Look up towards the ceiling. Kicking back, lifting up, rolling the shoulders back. Kick and lift. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Change. Lower down. Head to the right. I think maybe it was to the left. I've lost track. Turn your head the opposite way, just to even out the next stretch. Look the other side. Okay, change. Back to the center. Coming up on our hands and knees. Uttanasana. Camel pose. So this is a really intense back bend. We're on our knees for this one. At first, I'm going to demonstrate, so just watch for this one how we go in and out. We put the hands on the lower back. We're going to lean back. The hands will go on the heels, and to come out, it's the opposite. Hands here, push yourself up. So if any time you have any back pain, you can come out when you need to, like I just showed you. Otherwise, we're going together. Breathe in and make your spine long. Put the hands on your lower back. And then start to lean back. One hand down on the heels. 2 hands down on the heels. Now we start to stretch the middle of our belt, like our belt buckle, forward. Lean the head back. Lean the shoulders back. And take some deep breaths. Gently pushing the hips forward. If you get any pain, come out. Otherwise, we take 3 more deep breaths. Change. Hands on the lower back. Push yourself back up. And just flip over into Shavasana. Lay flat on your back. And relax down into the floor. Breathe. Relax your face, forehead, whole body relaxation into the ground. So we just did some intense back bends. We're just going to lay for a minute. Just let our body soak up those stretches. One more breath. Open your eyes if they're closed. Come to seated. You can roll on your side and push yourself up. So next sequence is forward bends. You can sit on a block if you know that helps. If you're a little more stiff, it's really good to sit on a block. We'll start with Janusharasana with the left foot out to the front and the sole of the right foot on the left thigh. So you can bend the knee as much as you need to keep the back straight. We want to get the belly to touch the thigh. So if you don't have a belt, if you want to try without a belt, you breathe in and stretch up, and then you breathe out and interlock the fingers on the ball of the foot. If you want to use a strap or a belt, you just put the belt around the ball of the foot. So going into this stretch by using the breath, with each inhale, we try and make the spine long, make some space, and with each exhale, try and fold down into the space. Keep the shoulders level. Maybe your right shoulder's kinked up a little bit. So we'll spend 5 or 6 breaths going into Janusharasana. Take a final breath. Then release the belt, release the foot, come back up to seated. Let's go directly to half cow. Gonna pick up the right foot, place it outside the left knee. Now I want to bring this knee down to that knee. The way I like to do that is to slide forward on my mat. So we keep a really straight spine again. Breathe in, suck in the belly. Breathe out, lean forward. If you're more flexible, maybe you can grab the foot whilst keeping a straight spine. Or maybe it's enough to just keep the hands behind the back. You should feel this on the left hamstring at the top, underside of the left leg. With each exhale, try and release. Let go of any tension in the left leg, but also anywhere in the body, just try and let go of tension. That might be the shoulders, could be the back, or the forehead. Change. We're going to Ardha Matsyendrasana. So sliding this foot to the outside of the left knee. Seated spine twist. Put the right hand at the base of the spine to keep the spine really straight. Breathe in with the left hand. Stretch up. Suck in the belly. Breathe out. Twist to the right. Hook the elbow on the knee. We take our 3 breaths, 3 twists. Inhale. Lengthen your spine up. Exhale. Press the elbow into the knee and twist to the right. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, and hold it. Slowly change. Unravel yourself back to the center. Unravel the legs. Switch sides. So first one was Janusharasana. Maybe you want to hop back onto your block if you came off it. So 2 options: without a strap, breathe in and breathe out, or with a strap, suck in the belly, spine nice and straight. Keep the shoulders back if you're using the strap, and fold down, trying to get a connection between the belly and the thigh. Go back to the breath. Each exhale, maybe you can fold a little deeper or straighten the leg a bit more. Keep the shoulders level. Maybe your left shoulder went up in the air. Take 4 more deep breaths. And then slowly change, release back to seated. Gonna pick up the left foot over the right thigh for half cow. Gonna bring the 2 knees down to touch. I always slide off my block for this one. But you should make your own adjustments. Whenever you feel like you might want to use a block, if it's easier, whatever reason, go ahead and use props. So we suck in the belly to try to fold forward. If you can keep a straight spine, go ahead and grab the foot. All the time, I'm sucking in the belly. Breathing through the nose. Three more breaths. Change, come back up to seated. Sliding the right foot to the outside of the right knee. So the left foot is on the outside of the right knee. Next, the left hand post at the base of the spine. We breathe in and take the right hand up. Grow the spine and then breathe out, twist to the left. Hook your elbow on the knee. And we make 3 twists. So breathe in. Make the spine long, suck in the belly, breathe out, pressure elbow into the knee and twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Hold it here. Change, slowly unravel the top half of the body. Unravel the bottom half of the body. Put both legs out to the front. Paschimottanasana. So if you want, you can hop back onto the block. Either we're using the strap around the feet, or we're going to breathe in and stretch it up. And with our 2 fingers, we grab the big toes. Wherever you are, try to keep a straight spine. So if you're using your fingers, keep your toes and feet flat. Sometimes the little toes curl in. We want to press out through the big toe and curl those toes back, like they're flat on a wall. Go back to your breath. Sinking a little deeper, or maybe straightening the legs with each exhale. Try and keep the shoulders down from the ears. Face, jaw, forehead relaxed. Slowly change. Release the feet or release the strap. Going into Baddha Konasana, we're going to put the soles of the feet together and sit with a straight spine. Going to use our thumbs to open the feet like a book. Open the feet, you kind of look at the bottom of your feet and then press your elbows into the thighs. So when you press your elbows, the knees rotate down. Keep sucking in the belly, relax the shoulders. Two more breaths. And change, bring the knees together. We're going to go onto all fours now for some hip openers. We'll start with pigeon. We've got time for just one, I think, today. So pigeon, we take the left knee to the left wrist. And now we take the left foot towards the right wrist. So just pivot the foot across. Maybe it stays at 45 degrees. Maybe it's more to the back. Or maybe it's more like 90 degrees. Check your hips, stay flat. And then start to walk the right foot and right knee backwards. If you know you need a cushion or a block, keep it handy at the left side, because right now is when you can put the block underneath your hip if your hip is high off the ground. I'm going to switch my position to the side. I'm trying to get the left hip down to the floor. You can stay on your hands, or if you feel the hip releasing, you can go down to your forearms. You can maybe use a pillow or a cushion to rest your head, or you can make a pillow from your fists, put your head on your fists. To go deeper, even still, you stretch your arms forward and take the head down to the mat. But only do that if your hip is touching the ground. Focus on the breath. We're trying to release tension in the left hip. Every time you exhale, try to release tension, release stress in the left hip. Three more deep breaths. Let's think about slowly coming out, back onto forearms, back onto the hands, and then we walk the right foot and right knee in before sliding the left foot and left knee out back to all fours. Ready to switch sides. So we take the right knee to the right wrist, slide the right foot towards the left wrist, and then walk the left foot and left knee backwards. This time, maybe you want to put your block underneath the right hip, especially if it's high off the ground, to support the hip. We're sucking in the belly. We're trying to keep the hips flat, keeping a straight spine. If you feel the hips starting to release down to the floor, then you can go down deeper. Onto your forearms, maybe making a pillow with the hands, or using a cushion or a pillow here. Or maybe you stay up on your hands the whole time. Close the eyes, breathe into the right hip. And as you exhale, follow the breath out and try and relax any tight spots in the right hip. If it becomes a little painful, then just back off. Come back onto your hands. Keep the face and forehead and jaw relaxed. Try not to hunch up your shoulders. Keep sucking in the belly, working that hip lower down towards the floor. We'll take 3 more deep breaths. And we think now about coming out. Very slowly, forearms on the hands, walking the back foot in, back knee in, and then sliding the front foot and front knee out back to all fours. We have time for a short dragon lunge. So let's take the left foot forward, outside the hands, knee directly above the ankle. Okay, now we're taking the left hip down towards the ground to slide the right foot and right knee back. This time, keep your block or pillow here. Maybe you want to put your forearms on a block. Okay, maybe you can get your forearms on the ground, or maybe you just stay up on your hands. Keeping a straight spine, keeping the face relaxed, breathing into the left hip, releasing tension with every exhale. So one of the great lessons in yoga is learning to be relaxed in uncomfortable positions. This is something that can transfer over to many areas of life. Whether you're squashed on a tube train, just in a stressful situation, or for my jiu-jitsu people out there, you're in a really nasty situation, someone's choking you, just laying still, relaxing and breathing can really save you. Final breaths. Let's change. Slowly come out, back onto the hands, walk the right foot, right knee in, slide the left foot, left knee out. Switching sides. Right foot comes forward. We slide the left foot and left knee backwards. So this time, the block comes to the left side of the mat. Maybe it's enough to stay on your hands, or maybe you want to try and take it down a little deeper. Could feel very different today. Our body isn't the same every day. So just listen to your body. There's no need to push it or force it. Try and achieve something that seems like it's more. Just check your knee is above the ankle. The knee shouldn't be in front of the ankle. Breathe into the right hip. Relax with every exhale. Two more breaths. Slowly change, back onto your hands. Slide the right foot out. And let's take it down to the mat. Final sequence of the class on the floor. First, just a few breaths in Shavasana. Just let our hips soak up those stretches. Relax everything down into the ground. Let's go for wind remover. Bending up your right knee, interlock the fingers on the knee, and pull the right knee in towards your chest. If this is hard for you to do, you can grab behind the knee or even use a belt around the back of the knee. To go deeper, drop the knee out to the right side and pull it more towards your shoulder. Keep your head on the ground with your chin into the chest. Change, release the knee and switch sides. Bend up the left knee, interlock the fingers on the knee or grab behind the knee. Pull the knee into the chest. Breathe into the left hip. To go further, drop the knee out to the left side, pull the knee more into the shoulder. Release, straighten that leg, now bend both legs. Option one, put the hands on the knees. Option two is wrap your arms around the knees and grab your own elbows. Suck in your belly, pull the knees into the chest. Keep your head on the floor or head on a pillow, chin into the chest. Draw your attention to the very base of the spine, the tailbone. Think about flattening your tailbone down to the floor. Suck in the belly. Try and lengthen the tailbone onto your mat. Change. For happy baby, tap the feet on the ground and then send your feet up to the sky. You can grab the big toes, elbows inside, pull down on the feet, stacking the ankles above the knees. Alternate grip. The alternate grip is to then take your hands to the outside of the feet. So staying inside, they go around the back of the heels, and grab the outside of the feet. Again, head on the floor or head on a pillow, suck in the belly, work your tailbone towards the floor. Change for straddle. Just going to grab the big toes now and straighten the legs wide. Try and lock out the knees. Breathe into the hips. Breathe into the hamstrings. So you can stay here, or we're going to invert over into plow. So if you're inverting, we try and straighten the knees. To go deeper, you can take the hands around the back and interlock the fingers and press your arms into the floor. Change. Just going to tuck in the knees and roll out of it in a ball. Just roll backwards and forwards. You can roll side to side as well, tapping your elbows on the floor. And then change, lay flat on your back in Shavasana. Final spine twist, Supta Matsyendrasana. To finish things off, we bend the left knee behind the right knee, left foot behind the right knee. Right hand on the left knee, roll over to your right. Bump the hips slightly to the left, take the left hand palm down and look at the left hand. When your hand is on the floor, press gently into the knee. If it's too hard for you to put your hand here, the hand can go palm up near the head. Just relax everything down into the floor. Keep your awareness to the breath. Keep the eyes closed. Relax. Take one more deep breath. Keeping your eyes closed, release the knee, straighten both legs, flat on the back, and switch sides. So bend up the right knee, put the big toe behind the left knee, left hand on right knee, roll over to your left, bump your hips slightly to the right. Next, we take the right hand, palm down, shoulder height, and we look at the right hand. Then press gently into the left knee. With your left hand, press into the knee. Go back to your breath. Circular flow of breath moving through the body. And sink down into the floor. Final breath. Change. Release the right knee and lay flat on your back in Shavasana. So try to lay completely still. At the beginning of the session, we asked ourselves, how did we feel physically and emotionally? We're going to now ask the same question. Take a scan of the body, work your way up from your toes. Just notice how every section of your body feels. And if you find any tension in the muscles or anywhere in the body, just try and let go of that as you exhale. We're going to spend a minute just focusing around the body and relaxing the body. And when you've done that, just go back to the breath and lay still on the floor. We'll finish the class today in Shavasana. We will take just 2 minutes laying in silence. I'll let you know when the timer's up. You're going to hear it, the sound of a gong. Just stay with the breath. If it becomes hard to keep the mind clear of thoughts, then you can count the exhale. So count every time you exhale. Keep your awareness fixed on the breath just for a little while longer. You can bring life back into the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. You can feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Or a nice gentle way to come out is to bend up your knees, roll over onto the side, post yourself back up to seated position. This is where we close the class today. Thank you for joining. Well done, everybody. Okay, hopefully you're feeling good, a little bit more energized, a little bit more loose. Keep awareness to your breath throughout the day. Try and keep a good posture throughout the day. Okay, it's crazy times we're living in, so try and make the most of your day. But at the same time, maybe you're not feeling motivated, things are just tough.
Don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, sometimes you just have to have a lazy day or a down day and come back stronger next time. Okay, thank you for joining, everyone. Any questions, write me a message. I'd love to hear your feedback, or if you've got any questions on postures or poses, please send me a message. Thanks a lot, and namaste. Bye, guys. Bye, Stephen, and whoever else is there.